If you have already done your senior questionnaire and your Naviance resume and school has already started, you're now ready to request a letter of recommendation from a teacher in Naviance if your school requires it. If you go to class pages in class of 2019, you'll see all the important links and tutorials here for your senior year. So after you've done the senior questionnaire, which is a Google form, and then after you've done the Naviance resume, then you can start requesting teacher letters of recommendation. So to do this, you'll log into Naviance by going through the backpack, click on Education Apps, and click on Naviance. You don't need another username and password, and it will log you into the Family Connection. Once you're on the Family Connection homepage, this is how you're going to request a letter of recommendation. You're going to click on Colleges. You're going to click Letters of Recommendation. You should already have colleges added to your list of colleges you're applying to. Let me show you how to do that in case you have not. Colleges I'm applying to, and you need to have your list of places on here in order to send letters of recommendation to them. So if you haven't already added to this list, click on the little plus, add to this list. You can look up somewhere by clicking look up. You can search the name, pick it. If you've submitted your application, you can check that off. You can add college to your list. Pretty sure Clemson is already on this list. This is kind of a summary of it, and I'm going to update it. So that is my list right here. Colleges, letters of recommendation, so you have your whole list. Now, you should only choose, you're going to add a request. You should only choose places that require a letter of recommendation. So, choose the teacher who you want to send a letter of recommendation for you. Choose a specific college from your list that you're applying to. This will drop down all the colleges you've selected. Then you can see, oops, we've added Clemson on here 4 times, but then you can see places that actually require letters of recommendation. Please do not choose schools that don't require it or allow it. This puts more work on the teachers, especially if you just say, yes, check everything off this list. You have not taken the time to go in and see who actually requires these. So I'm going to send one to the University of Miami because one is required, the University of Virginia, and Wake Forest. And I'm going to send them through here. You should always include a personal note. Dear Mrs. A.G., would you please write me a letter of recommendation for the colleges I'm applying to? Your class was my favorite class I took in high school, and I would greatly appreciate your recommendation. This is Deshaun Watson, who is actually applying to these schools. Always include a personal note, and then submit your request. Always follow up in person with this teacher because they'll get an email notification. And if I were you, I would also write a thank you note. These teachers are taking time out of their day to write you a letter of recommendation. Please wait until you have finished your application to these schools, and do not do it if it's not needed. Again, this shows you your dashboard of places that you have requested, or if you've canceled. It also shows that on here. In terms of counselor letters of recommendation, those won't be through Naviance. You'll put a counselor email in on your application, or just somewhere in there. So please wait until school starts for that. And then you should also watch the tutorial on sending transcripts if you have not already. But you can see that is how you send teacher letters of recommendation.